Who told you? Who taught you to hate North Korea? Like, why do you care about North Korea? Do you ever have this smoke for, like, I don't know, Djibouti? Holy, that is so crazy. Northern Lion on Wayne Gretzky?
Gretzky? Not,
My goat on Wayne Gretzky, the traitor.
Wayne Gretzky? Not, I think he's a traitor. Basically, I think he's an amazing hockey player who should shut his mouth. I think that he should stop having his wife write letters to the editor suggesting people stop attacking him for his fucked up political beliefs, and he should write the letter himself if he's still got 2 nuts left in his sack. I think he should come out and give a statement instead of relying on Janet Gretzky, who isn't even from Canada, to come out and say Canadians be nicer to Wayne Gretzky. I'm not fucking with...
Damn. This is the most serious I've ever seen Northern Lion get. He does not play around with his Wayne Gretzky hate. What the fuck? Yo, I don't give a fuck about hockey, but now I hate Wayne Gretzky even more than I did prior.
Your opinions. I'm not fucking with your wine. I'm not fucking with your gambling ads, and I wish you would go away. Bobby Orr, too. You guys can fuck off together, as far as I'm concerned. This is bigger than hockey. Who's the best I often ponder? Steve Yzerman would never, maybe. I don't know. It's Steve Yzerman is a Canadian millionaire born in the 1960s who lives in Tampa Bay, Florida. I don't want to know his political opinions, but at least Steve Yzerman is keeping his fucking mouth shut, okay? That's the least you could do.
Imagine if LeBron was a MAGA guy, it would break me, dude. I'm not even kidding. It would be so sad. Holy fuck. I don't even want to imagine LeBron becoming like an incredibly reactionary figure after retirement. Oh no. He would never do that. He would never do that to me. Y'all are just racist, bro. Y'all are just racist for thinking you just want to bring another black man down, okay? That's what it is. That's honestly what it is. You just, oh God, stop.
Your job involved you getting paid millions of dollars to get hit in the fucking head for 2 decades. Just chill on the public statements, okay? I don't think Gretzky has CTE. He was silky smooth on the ice. He barely got hit, and when he did, McSorley was there to fuck him up. I think it's just it's like money poisoning. It's the small hits that get you, and it's all small hits, right? We should ban money. From now, the 3rd decree. From now on, there will be no rich people and poor people. There will just be that. Hang on, I got to think about that for a minute.
Stick to my stomach, fam. The Gretzky follies. This Merlot is as weak as his namesake's moral fiber. Leaves the aftertaste of anything from a modern day Tim Hortons. Pair with boiled raccoon. Dude, they fucking... The Canadians hate Wayne Gretzky. You know what's funny about this? I respect that. Americans would never take ownership over a beloved iconic figure like changing sides. You know what I mean? Americans would still ride for it no matter what. The closest we got to that was with Dennis Rodman, who didn't defect to North Korea, but basically became like an ambassador. And Americans still fucking ride with Rodman, which I do as well, but I don't have a problem with North Korea. The Dixie Chicks, it's not the same. Americans still ride for Kanye. Yeah. I guess that's also not the same because I think a lot of Americans like what Kanye is saying. Like, I think just a lot of Americans are super racist. And also they're racist, but also simultaneously they're racist enough not to care. Like, if they're not so racist that they're pro what he's saying, they're at least racist enough not to care. I went for a walk yesterday in a house that is usually covered in American flag memorabilia from roof to porch is now a giant Russian flag waving off the porch. Hogs are amazing. Dude. Oh God, I know. My favorite is like, yeah, being pro-American, pro-Russia is awesome. Like, as a position, I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, being a MAGA guy who's also like super pro-Russia is so funny to me. It will never not be funny. You can get mad at me all day, every day. You can tell me that oh, you love Adolf Hitler. It is so funny because being a super hardcore dick rider of America means that for your entire life, you have hated Russia. Okay? For your entire life, you have despised Russia because television man told you that Russia is communist, USSR bad, communism bad. It's at the root of all evil in your life. And then one day, out of nowhere, something flipped. You, I don't know, browsed the wrong Telegram group, or you got Facebook marketed to, and you decided to basically destroy all previous propaganda in your mind that told you that Russia was at the root of all evil, and overnight you became a pro-Russia guy. I love that. Like, how can you basically spend your entire life hating a country and then magically decide that that country is awesome? How the fuck does that happen? It gives me confidence that maybe one day we can do this for China, you know? Hopefully. Like one day. Please, Xi Jinping, please spend money on Hasbro. Please, sir. Do more TikTok, please. Maybe Americans will start feeling some type of way about China and be like, why don't we have electric vehicles here and are ramping up our electric vehicle production? Why don't we have high-speed rail? That's what I want. I want it so bad. I don't have a problem with North Korea is wild, my guy. Bro, I love your taste, but I don't have a problem with North Korea is literally hilarious, bro. Really is hilarious to you? What the fuck kind of motion does North Korea have? What do they have? They got nothing. They have so nothing that they quite literally are like, oh yeah, we'll send some of our military members over there by Russia's way, sir. North Korea is never at the table. They have no motion. Anytime Americans try to make North Korea look like the big bad, they unironically are giving North Korea more attention than it even fucking deserves. They got nothing. They have like a couple cyber hackers, sure. They do cryptocurrency schemes and shit. But like, what the fuck has a North Korean done to you? You know, nothing. We've done everything to them, by the way. We've done virtually everything that we could. If America was not leading the helm in the Korean War, also known as the Forgotten War, it would be absolutely declared a genocide. Okay? If our international organs of justice actively worked to litigate all genocides, no matter who's doing it, even the hegemonic superpower, they would have considered what we did in Korea to be a fucking genocide. Okay? Because that's what we did. Now they got nothing. Why is their foreign policy all that matters to you? I don't know. Because I'm not living in the fucking Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Do I look like... What happened? Last time I watched Cholima on the Wing and sang along, did that cause you to think that I'm fucking North Korean? Like, does that make you feel better about America when you fantasize about how fucking terrible it is to live in North Korea? Does that make you feel good? Where you're like, yeah, things aren't so bad. At least we're not fucking North Korea. Nice, man. What a healthy attitude to have. That's the only reason why I give a shit about this stuff. Like, why is their foreign policy all that matters to you? Because that's the limited impact that they actually have. Okay? That is the marginal impact that they have on the planet. That's it. They have no impact in general, but the limited amount of impact that they do have is on a little bit of fucking foreign policy. They're giving artillery shells to Russia. That's it. Half of them are fucking duds anyway, but it doesn't matter. He said, nah. He's like, I'm going to take matters into my own hands, big dog. I'm going to fix the DPRK politics. Okay, dude, have fun with that. Okay. Get in there. They have tourist visas now. Go through China. Get the fuck inside the DPRK. Go to Pyongyang and tell them what's what. Okay, brave soldier. I agree. I just don't get being charitable to them. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be charitable? What do you mean charitable to them? Charitability is what charitability is an accurate assessment of the horrifying war crimes that the United States of America and coalition forces did to the fucking nation of Korea after, cutting it in half. You're literally upset because it breaks your previous messaging. Under no circumstances do I believe that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is actually democratic, okay? It's not. It's not. It's not democratic at all. All right? But if you know anything about how there are two Koreas now, you would understand that that is a crime brought about the Korean population by the United States of America because we wanted a fucking bulwark against growing communism. Oh boy. Oh no. How dare they? And it was a fucking bloody affair too. And I don't mean in just North Korea. In South Korea, it was insanely bloody in South Korea. Massive massacres that the American government oversaw as the South Korean military dictatorships time and time again destroyed any kind of fucking protest against the government. And then what else do we do? The handover from military dictatorship to a robust democracy came at the hands of South Korea basically becoming 6 families in a fucking trench coat. That's all South Korea is. There's a reason why South Koreans still are just like, I'm going to kill myself. This is the worst country on the fucking planet. It's literally hell here. There's a reason why young South Koreans are just so brain broken. America isn't an excuse for a one-party freedomless dictatorship. Brother, where did I say that? Why? Why is it so difficult for you guys to go, you know what? Probably bombing the fuck out of every standing building in a parallel that we've designated as like the socialist side was probably going to cause the country to experience a lot of issues afterwards. Meanwhile, it's so funny to have these conversations when we're like at the supposed beacon of democratic thought, the United States of America. Yeah, it's additionally funny to have this conversation in the heels of the American government. New video shows bomb striking South Korean town near DMZ. The South Korean Air Force says 8 MK-82 bombs were mistakenly dropped by a jet during a war drill with the U.S. The Mark 82 is a U.S. manufactured 500-pound bomb. 15 people are reportedly injured. Like, that just happened. That happened last week. Yeah. Why do people automatically hate North Korea? Because a couple reasons. One, because people don't know shit about Korean history. They don't know shit about North Korea. And also because a lot of people are like, there's valid criticisms against North Korea, and valid criticisms work so well for Americans. You know what I mean? They have no way of like shedding that propaganda. People just tell you these guys are bad. They hate America. They want to kill Americans. And then that's it. That's it. How else can you justify a permanent blockade? You turn me into a liberal, but you never say you were wrong ever. Nobody has all the answers, but you do, I guess. Holy shit. What kind of fucking response is this? Go back, read some stuff about America's actions in Korea, and then counter my position. If you, instead of getting upset that I guess, know a little bit more than you do in this process, you could just go back and be like, nah, here's why you're wrong. I have an economics degree, lol. Okay, did you learn about America's war crimes in Korea in the process of getting this degree? I'm so confused. I'm just saying that the DPRK has no motion. They don't. They don't. They just have nothing. They have been an endlessly fucked over country for the most part. And in the process, yes, there is a not even a one party dictatorship structure, but like the worst aspects of North Korean governance is specifically the top-down leadership structure and the handover of power from family member to family member. That's it. When you do that, you're not a fucking democracy, okay? There is no democracy there. It would be interesting to try to investigate why there is no democracy there. You know what I mean? Is it because they're simply their culture is different? Is it because they're just like evil? Or maybe there's a different reason. Maybe they've been fucking bombed into oblivion and basically tried to recover, had mass famine, and America never actually scaled back the economic warfare it waged against North Korea, not even one bit, which led to so much death and destruction, especially post 90s, especially after America also destroyed their one fucking ally, the USSR. You know? Bro's so disingenuous. Me? What did I say that's disingenuous? Maybe it's because they have labor camps to snuff out any dissent. You're right. Good thing we live in the land of the free, home of the brave, where there's no such thing as slavery in prison. I'm just, I'm glad that the United States of America would never actually actively go after political dissenters. These idiots think you like Kim Jong-un rather than understanding that you're talking about the Korean people and how the U.S. created their material conditions. Exactly. Because people don't ever fucking think about it. People don't ever want to think about like how people arrive at this condition. Then why do you not feel the same about Israel? I don't know. Maybe because one state is a settler colonial enterprise, okay, and not cut in half by America, and instead is funded by America to continue being a violent apartheid state that does genocide with our fucking weapons. Are you stupid? They the people, not you. What? What? Oh, then why do they not feel the same about Israel? Oh shit, you were talking to the other chatter. I'm Canadian, y'all both fucked up. Okay. Dude, Canada would be less than North Korea if it wasn't comfortably in the bosom of American empire. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't get me started on goddamn Canada, okay? Mister, we'll come along with any violent enterprise that America is engaging in. Get the fuck out of here. Don't get me fucking started on this shit. Talking about Canada. Anyway. Shut up, American dog. I mean, you're right. America is a dog. But I like that Canadians would be like, America fucking sucks. They're a violent colonial enterprise. But also, I hate North Korea. Like, what do you mean? Who told you? Who taught you to hate North Korea? Like, why do you care about North Korea? Do you ever have this smoke for, like, I don't know, Djibouti? Oh, man, I fucking hate Estonia. Don't you dare talk about Estonia. And before you say those places are liberal democracies, okay? No, the fuck they're not. All right, maybe Estonia. Like, the anger and resentment people feel towards these countries that are in the bad guy category is so funny to me. Especially, like, I get hating Russia, right? I understand hating the Russian government. I totally do. All right? They're a fucking violent country. They are doing incredible violence. Unacceptable amounts of violence. They're an irredentist power. They're a capitalist kleptocracy. And they're bombing the shit out of Ukraine. But like North Korea is a small party in this process. Like they got nothing. They got no motion. They got no smoke. All they do, all people do to North Korea is just dunk on them. Release the fucking sanctions, dude. Release the goddamn sanctions. Allow Korea to unify. Oh, we'll never do that. That'll never happen. We can't let that happen. Go listen to the Blowback season, what is it, 5? It's really helpful for you. And then come back to me. Judging Russia for a Soviet past still, huh? Are you fucking stupid? You think I'm criticizing Russia for its current actions in Ukraine? But season 3, Blowback season 3. Why do you feel the need to always run defense for regime/people simply because they're seen as left? I don't have any, wait, what? I don't have any fucking, I don't think North Korea is leftist, chatter. What the fuck? I think North Korea is a victim. That's it. I understand that when countries are pummeled into the fucking ground by much more powerful superpowers for political gain or geopolitical strategy, that they are understandably going to develop resentment, be infinitely more sheltered, and also behave in dictatorial ways, authoritarian ways. I don't think that North Korea is closer to a fucking monarchy than it is a robust leftist democracy. I don't think that they're leftist. I understand. I just don't think it's wrong to dismiss their domestic policies because they don't affect you. No, dude, it's fucking honest. Okay. That's what it is. It's honest. You're dishonest. You act like you give a fuck about what kind of North Korean policies are happening at the domestic level. You don't know, and neither do I, by the way. That's it. That's why I think it's so dumb to be like, oh man, I can't believe it, dude. It's like, I really hate that Estonia has a VAT. Okay, that's completely unjustifiable. I'm going to hate on Estonia now going forward. It's the worst. It's the worst country. I spit on them. How dare they? You criticize Asmongold for something similar? No. Wait, what? No, I didn't. I think you have maybe one brain cell that you're trying to actively rub against it, against the walls of your skull. What did I criticize Asmongold for that you think is similar to what I'm saying here? I'm saying that there is no way for me to change North Korean domestic policies. And not only is there no way for me to change North Korean domestic policies, I think it's far more important to talk about how North Korea got to the position that it got to. Okay? That's it. Especially as an American citizen in the United States of America, where there is a metric ton of propaganda. Okay? You criticize him for saying he would vote for someone who hurt people in ways that did not affect him, rightfully so. I don't expect you to change North Korean policy. You think that me saying that selfishness being inherent in your political ideology when making decisions about politics is the same as me saying I have no power over fucking DPRK's domestic politics and neither do you, and the overwhelming majority of anti-North Korea sentiment coming from the West is actually just a justification to continue having a fucking crippling sanctions regime on DPRK, and that's the major reasons as to why North Korea is also so sheltered and this like weird monarchist style government still to this goddamn day. Is those two things are the same for in your mind? This is a ridiculous comparison to make. Maybe I'm too lived up. I just think it's immoral to dismiss bad policy because they've been victims of use. I'm not dismissing bad policy, dude. No, this is, oh my God, it's fucking brain rot every goddamn day of the week. Every time I talk about any country that is outside of the sphere of Western influence, people fucking lose their minds. Okay? First of all, you don't know a single fucking Korean policy, North Korean policy. And to be fair, I don't either. Okay? Let's just get that out of the goddamn way. And most of what you heard about North Korea is just like ridiculous lies for the most part. Does that mean that there isn't a monarchist style form of governance there? No, there is. That much is true. We know that. We know that. We know that people are not just simply voting for members of the fucking Kim dynasty. Okay? I like that this entire conversation started off because I said, I'm not North Korean. I have no say in North Korean domestic affairs. I can simply tell you what we have done to North Korea, and we fucked over that country a million times over in ways that, if we were being honest, people would consider to be a genocide if it wasn't America doing it. That's it. And now everyone's like, bro, you don't understand. Like, seems like you're defending North Korean policies. Like, no, I'm not. The policies that I do know of North Korean governance, I'm not defending. But that doesn't matter. My criticism of North Korean policies don't fucking matter. My criticisms of American policies don't even matter, and I'm a goddamn American, and America's supposed to be a fucking democracy. Oh, it's so crazy that, like, I can't have a... This is an example of a thought-terminating cliche. You're engaging in this because you're, like, voluntarily and deliberately misunderstanding my argument. You're not even doing it. To be fair, it's not even deliberate. It's just baked into your consciousness, okay? Where you're like, no. This is a perspective that I have not ever entertained or heard about from North Korea. It seems like every one of your haters was right about you. You must be in love with the Kim family, okay? You must be in love with them. You think they're great. You think they're amazing. You think they've never done anything wrong. You want America to be like North Korea. Like, you didn't listen to what I was trying to explain to you. What I'm trying to explain to you is that we have no power, or we do have a tremendous amount of power over North Korea, but it's in ways in which we will never actually dial back. Okay, we will never fucking allow North Korea to be a normal country. It's very stupid. We systematically bombed all their hydroelectric dams to intentionally bring agricultural production to a halt, create a man-made famine, killing millions on top of all the millions we bombed, firebombed, killed via fascist proxies. It's so hard to have Americans comprehend stuff like this. It's so hard to get Americans to understand this because, like, we live in America, right? And if you live in America, you don't know what it's like to fucking have, you don't know what it's like to have in your history complete and utter domination. And then also a rigid sanctions regime that destroys every opportunity you have to rebuild after complete and utter domination. It's propaganda to induce faith in deterrence that actually doesn't just not work. It has the opposite effect that the American media and educational system told Americans it would have. Yeah. So when y'all hear this shit, you're like, nah, dude. Nah, it makes no sense. You can't comprehend what it's like when your material realities are dust, okay? Saying you love North Korea, though, when it's a fascist country isn't helping. What? Fascist country? What the fuck are you? Words have no meaning. I swear to fucking God, dude. Holy shit. One, I've never said that I love North Korea, maybe as a meme. Two, again, I've never said that North Korea is in any way, shape, or form a leftist. I don't know if you could consider it a fascist country. I don't even... What? Teaching a liberal foreign policy is like trying to remind you your dementia-ridden grandma who you are. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Maybe that's why, you know what? Maybe that's why fucking dummy Republicans are way easily duped and will change their minds on Russia after being taught that it is like, after being taught that it was like the USSR and the root of all evil. But liberals are like, no, you don't understand. Rule-based national order. If I repeat it to myself like Beetlejuice over and over again, it'll become real, okay? America is not the big bad, but actually America is the big good. And things that it's done at the behest of doing the big good sometimes is bad. But don't look at all the bad things. I will say that it's bad in a history book when I read it. But, you know, it was still at the behest of a larger, greater good. What was that greater good? Oh, that's right. Eradicating socialism. It's so weird. All of this, I'm reminded, all of this started because I said, I don't give a fuck about North Korea. They got nothing. They got no motion. Poor guys. I mean, you know nothing about North Korea. Invite an expert on North Korea. Your explanations are confusing. Yeah, I need to get Yami Park in here right now. Pronto. What does she have to say? That's right. In North Korea, green card holders get kidnapped for practicing their First Amendment. I think it's because you said I have no problem with North Korea. Yeah, it's true. I don't. What do you mean? Like, if you spend any time, if you live in the United States of America and you spend more than 3.5 seconds in your life thinking about how dangerous North Korea is, you are a fucking moron. Okay? Sorry. That's just... I don't make the rules except for that one. I just made that rule up. You are a rube, a mark, a sucker. They have not the GDP of like Mississippi, but instead the GDP of like a fucking town in Mississippi. And you're out here being like, no, they're a part of this scary coalition force that is actively trying to undermine America and the Western world. Like, they got nothing. The fuck? We fucked them over. It's all dust. It's all rubble. Okay? That's it. We will never address the crimes that we engaged in Korea. Oh, why did North Korea end up the way it is, whereas Cuba made so much better progress in fields like medicine? Easy answer. North Korea's reliance on the USSR was far more significant than Cuba. Cuba, out of proximity, was very far away. And also, Cuba had a successful revolution. North Korea, as a nation state, was invented through genocide. Like, that's it. Cuba had a successful revolution. It's not like North Korea was like, oh yeah, we're having our own revolution. It was more so that like the popular figures at the time, led by Kim Il Sung, were pushed into the North, and that the initial war heroes were slowly cast aside by the American military and the ridiculous leadership that they planted. Also, even Cuba is struggling. It's not like they're doing great. Also, North Korea had a massive famine too after the USSR's dissolution. U.S. Air Force commander, over a period of 3 years or so, we killed off, 20% of the population of Korea as direct casualties of war or starvation or exposure. DPRK is my academic focus. I link great accessible videos. I hope you will consider watching. Mega, Yami, and North Korea. What is this?
Which went on.
What is this? North Korea has a worse embargo than Iraq before the 2003 war, dude. I don't even know how the fuck they've been functioning. It's so sad. They've been basically a arm of China for the most part. That's how they've been functioning. China is their entry point into the global market. God damn, dude. Holy shit.